twilight, these sisters discuss the paranormal and the unnerving. They are known as the ParaSisters.
Hi guys, this is Tristan.
And it's Rebecca.
And you are watching and listening to the ParaSisters.
What's up?
What is up? It's almost a week after New Year's.
Yes, we took a hiatus.
Yes, we did. It's our first episode since our last Christmas episode that we recorded. We both needed kind of a break with the holidays and everything going on, so
yes,
we had to take a little vacay. Not really, because I still had to go to work.
I know, so did I. It wasn't really a vacation, but that's okay. I didn't go to Bora Bora like I wanted to, but
I don't want to go to Bora Bora, but I stayed at home and went to work, but I needed just kind of on my days off, just some relaxing time, you know.
Who doesn't want to go to Bora Bora?
I don't know, it looks beautiful and everything, but...
See, they got, like, bungalows right over the water. It's gorgeous.
I know. It is pretty. I said it's beautiful, but...
So beautiful.
I don't know. You know what it is? I don't think I like the name.
How about Fiji?
Fiji's okay. I like that name.
I really want to go to the Canary Islands, but... we digress. We're not popular enough to think about vacations on tropical islands yet. So.
Not yet. One day.
One day, yes.
So we, our last episodes were about Christmas monsters. Well, I kind of wanted to get back into our haunted place thing, you know.
Yes.
I was thinking about doing a sanatorium because you know how much I love those, or sanitarium, depending on where you live in the world.
Dude, I love a good sanatorium.
Dude,
love
me
it.
Me too. And we actually had a suggestion on our Facebook that looked very interesting. I didn't really look into it though, but I'm going to.
At least you knew that we had a suggestion because I didn't.
Well, it was from our mother, so.
Oh hell! Oh, the Ogden theater. What's it called? I don't remember.
No, it's a sanitarium.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
our brother was saying that's where the hi-fi murders took place. Which I don't know if you looked into that, but it was incredibly.
No, I actually, in this case, has something to do with. I listened to a true crime podcast.
Yes.
And I actually just learned about this case I'm going to do today actually has this person involved in it. And it's crazy because I just learned about this person not too long ago.
Ooh, interesting.
So, yeah. And this case was brought to you guys by my 14-year-old baby Sassy. Who was like, Mama, so excited about this. He's like, Mama, you have to look this place up. It is so cool.
Now, where did he hear about it? That's crazy.
Okay, so his girlfriend, they watch.
I'm sorry. Why does he have a girlfriend? He's a baby.
It's a long distance. You know, it's a distance girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I guess I can.
She's not long distance. They go to school. They went to school together. They got together right before the COVID happened. So, and she's learning at a distance, and he's learning at a distance, and they get to see each other like very briefly every like few months.
Oh,
like, and when I say
so
briefly,
sad.
I mean like minutes.
That's
Yeah, well, her dad
sad.
is really susceptible to COVID,
Oh,
and he has bad health problems, so
yeah.
we don't want to get him sick, even anything, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but yeah, he's like, you got to check this out. But they watch ghost hunting videos together on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna quit talking about what we're gonna talk about and just tell you guys what it is.
No, let's talk about it some more.
It's called Execution Rocks Light.
Now, I have never heard of this in my life. I have no idea what this is or what it can mean.
I actually have never heard of this either, which is crazy because I love lighthouses and I love haunted lighthouses.
Dude, I love a good lighthouse.
I think I do too. I think they're beautiful, and if they're haunted, they're even cooler to me. So, and this is in the United States, so it still surprises me. So, Execution Rock's Lighthouse is in the middle of Long Island Sound on the border between New Rochelle and Sands Point, New York. So it's like
northern New York. I don't know anything about New York.
Yeah. Actually I read it somewhere and I can't believe I didn't put it in here, but it's a very popular area actually. So this lighthouse stands 55 feet tall, with a white flashing light, of course, and the light flashes every 10 seconds. The granite tower, they made it out of granite, is painted white with a brown band around the middle. It has an attached stone keeper's house. I'm sorry, attached stone keeper's house. Not a stone keeper. I don't even know what that would be.
It's funny because I knew what you meant, so I don't know who.
Okay. I forgot a comma there, so it read Stonekeeper's house.
Okay, I guess I could see how that would be an issue, but when you said it like a stone keeper's house.
Yeah, which has not been inhabited since the light was automated in 1979. So the house and everything has been abandoned since 1979. The light does still work because it's now a property of the U.S. Navy.
Oh, right, okay. That's really sad.
Right, which makes sense. You know what I mean?
My light is pissing me off. It's going back and forth.
The lighthouse was designed and built between 1848 and 1849 by Alexander Paris.
Oh.
The entire thing from the base to the top, because just the main portion of the lighthouse is 55 feet, but from the very bottom of the base to the very top, it is 72 feet. It's a 72 foot tower. Yeah. It has a frustrum, which I didn't know what that was. It's a pyramid or a cone shape with the top cut off.
Oh.
So it has that shape. Yeah, I didn't know what that was. And then it has the keeper's dwelling, which was built in 1968. So
so it's not even that old. That's very old.
Not 19. I'm sorry, 1868.
Oh, it's like
it was. Yeah,
it's like 50 years old.
1868. 1868. Before they built the keeper's cottage, they just lived in the bottom of the tower.
Yeah. Which side note, I've always wanted to live in a lighthouse. Always.
That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
I actually used to have a neighbor who used to live in a lighthouse in England, and I was so jealous of her, like so jealous.
That would be totally awesome.
Sweet.
The keeper's house is Gothic Revival style, and it's 2.5 floors approximately, and about 1,000 square foot.
So that's
now when
big. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, and when they built this, like there was some like disagreements and where to. I don't even know if that's a word, but there was a disagreement as to where to put the lighthouse. Like there was already one standing on the shore, but it was very ineffective in bad weather.
Of course.
So, yeah, because the fog would come in and block it out. So this is way further out, and they actually found these rocks, like in the middle, like in the reef, that made the perfect base for this
Dude, I
lighthouse.
Love that.
The keeper's.
I love that they built it out of rocks from the ocean.
I like it too. So the island on which the lighthouse sits is claimed to derive its name from colonial New York, when slave-owning settlers of Sands Point disposed of troublesome slaves by chaining them to the rocks during high tide to let them drown.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
It is awful. This one is not, this is not a corroborated thing. This part of the tale was first heard in 1974 by Robert Caro. He wrote an article or a book. It doesn't specify. I couldn't find anywhere where it specified what he wrote.
Right.
And he said that is what had happened there.
Which, I mean, I don't doubt that's what happened there, honestly.
I honestly don't doubt either, because people were awful.
Yeah, totally.
But the only thing that makes me think this was true too is because I found it in more than one like place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, a 1964 account in the Journal of Long Island History claims that in fact murderers were manacled with chains to staples driven in the rock at low tide. It is also reported, and this one I can corroborate. I found it in many places. Actually, very well. They very well facted it.
Right.
It is also reported that condemned Revolutionary War prisoners and colonials faced death in these unforgiving waters at the hands of British soldiers.
Oh.
So anybody who disagreed with what was going on, you know what I mean, or Revolutionary War prisoners, yeah, they would actually they would row them out there, chain them to these rocks, and leave them.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's very humane.
So they would chain them there, and the fated prisoners slowly died as the tide rose. Yeah. And to make matters worse, some say that the skeletons were left to torture the minds of the newly condemned as they face certain death. That part has not been proven true, but
well, you know, it's not that would not surprise me, because they did similar things in like medieval times. So, I mean, if you were killed, you would then be hung up in front of like the castle walls or whatever, the town even,
right,
and your body would just rot to
right, or your head stuck on a pike out front,
to ward off other criminals, right?
Yeah, and so they probably, but I don't know. It's not a substantiated claim. I don't doubt it, but none of those were proven true, you know.
Right, we don't know those are facts. Don't fact check us.
Yeah, these condemned soldiers, these people who died at Execution Rocks, they got their payback. A shipload of British soldiers sent to pursue Washington on his retreat from Manhattan to White Plains foundered on the reef, and there were no survivors.
What?
Yep.
Those
British, they're dumb back then.
I love the British.
I do now, but them back then, they were awful.
Yeah.
This shipwreck seemed to fuel the rumors of some people that believe that the ghosts of the condemned were seeking their revenge.
I mean, I guess I would believe that back then. I mean,
I guess I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, and like this place is not like, a lot of people died here. I literally could not find an exact amount. Literally could not find.
That's crazy.
Right.
Like
except for this shipwreck where all the sailors died on it.
Oh, right.
And I have one more exact count of people. They did not die there. You'll find out. It's crazy. But a more likely etymology is that the British admiral, like a British admiral named named it Executioner Rocks because so many ships ran aground on the treacherous rocks there.
Oh.
And those had in fact been documented occurrences.
Right, okay.
That's why they put the lighthouse there to begin with. But
of course, yeah. Hey, your ships keep running aground. Let's put something there to stop that, please.
Right. And a lot of people died when these instances occurred. So,
right.
In that same exact spot where they built a lighthouse. So,
and the poor guard that has to, or the keeper.
And it is documented occurrence that the British soldiers did take Revolutionary War prisoners and colonials to the rocks to die, to execute them.
Best start.
That is also true. Um, by the 19th century, though, this brutal practice had ended. They quit doing it. Uh, I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Why did I write 19th century? Because this was happening.
In the 19th century.
No, that was the 1700s. I'm sorry. Yes, by the 1800s.
The 19th century.
After the Revolutionary War and all that stuff was over, that the brutal practice had ended. But the area was still in great danger of ships traveling because it was an extremely busy trade and commercial route.
Yeah, I mean, New York was, even back then, was hugely popular for ships and things like that, so.
Yeah. So they wanted a way to get rid of it. So in 1847, March of 1847, Congress appropriated $25,000 for the light to be built. In 1849, the construction was completed. In 1850, the light was first lit.
Nice.
The lighthouse was first lit, yeah. In 1856, it's just like a list of things that happened with the lighthouse. In 1856, a new type of lens was installed, even though they still had a keeper.
Oh, right.
In 1868, the keeper's quarters were added, so they no longer had to live in the tower. The beacon protected the island and the surrounding waters almost without incident for the next 70 years.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah. At which point, Execution Rock Lighthouse and its surrounding waters became a host to unimaginable evil.
What?
Yes. So this is what I was talking about. It became a serial killer's dumping ground.
Are you kidding?
No. In August
Got the
1920, Carl Panzram, I just learned about him, and this guy is crazy AF. I'm not even joking. In August 1920, Carl Panzram was a thief in need of a house to rob. At 113 Whitney Avenue in New Haven, Connecticut, he plundered the rooms of this house he decided he was going to rob, making off with pricey goods and some valuable bonds. It wasn't until after he left the residence and was en route to Manhattan that he noticed the name on the stolen bonds, William H. Taft. He robbed Taft's house.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so a little backstory that I actually learned from this podcast. Carl Panzram had previously been in prison multiple times, right? Mm-hmm. Before this. Well, Taft had said to make an example out of him, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he made life really terrible for him and his life should have been terrible because he's a terrible person. But they didn't know at this point that he had murdered anybody.
Right.
So Taft made an example out of him in prison.
After he robbed him, or is this?
No, before.
Oh, so it was like a history togetherness.
Right, and then this was a coincidence that he robs Taft's house.
So he didn't do it on purpose. It was a complete accident.
It was an accident. Right, so he robs Taft's house, right, which he gets a gun. And he uses this gun to kill people, thinking that he's going to frame William Taft.
Yeah, William Taft did it. He did it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a whole sordid story. Like, it was actually, it was horrible, but it was kind of fun to listen to because this guy is so damn horrible.
Yeah.
And so, he steals the bonds and stuff, right? And he sold them for top dollar and continued on his spree. In New York, Panzram decided that robbing houses wasn't good enough for him anymore. So he started robbing yachts and boats all over Long Island.
I mean, what?
Yeah. And not only would he rob the yachts, he would steal them.
Nice.
And drive them around.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do if I was robbing a yacht. I gotta be honest.
So he did this for a little while, and he started setting his sights on much darker crimes, and he began killing in cold blood with the 45 Colts, the Colt 45, automatic stolen from William Taft's home, thinking that he's gonna frame William Taft. So the way he would dispose of his body, these bodies, Panzram would weight the bodies and throw them over. He would weight them with rocks and throw them over. 100 yards from Execution Rock Lighthouse. So he would take them and so he would take their bodies and dump them 100 yards out from Execution Rock Lighthouse.
Nice.
Yeah. In his autobiography, Killer, a journal of murder, Panzram writes, "In my lifetime, I have murdered 21 human beings. I have committed 1,000 burglaries, robberies, larcenies, and arson. For all these things, I am not in the least bit sorry."
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, fuck you, man.
But he says, Carl Panzram says that he says that he dumped 10 sailors' bodies out there because he would go to shore and like lure these sailors with work in their off time, like if they were on leave. Yeah, and then he would take them out on his stolen yachts, and he would work them for like a day,
and then kill them,
and then do horrible things to them, and then kill them.
Like what kind of horrible things?
Like bad things.
That's extremely vague, but
he would rape and torture them and then kill them.
Are you serious?
No. Yes.
I was like, what? Are you making this up? What's happening? Okay.
No, he did. But yeah, it said that he killed 20. He says that he killed 21 human beings. It may actually have been more, probably.
I'm sure it was more. I mean, people don't just stop killing, usually.
So it's crazy. Like when he was executed, I know we're not a true crime podcast, but I find him fascinating because he's so awful.
Yeah.
But when they were going to execute him, he tells the guard, he's like, "Will you hurry up and do this? I could have killed 10 people by now." Yeah, it was crazy.
Ugh.
So in 1979, the lighthouse became fully automated. Back to our lighthouse and our spookiness.
Right here.
Yeah, so the lighthouse became fully automated. At this point, though, like a lot of people are saying things, you know, like they hear things and stuff like that. Although both keepers, because in the time of the lighthouse had keepers, both keepers said they heard nothing there. Which I find odd, or maybe they're just like those hard-nosed kind of guys.
Yeah, like,
you know,
I never, like, what? No.
You're nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah, like a Chad.
Oh my gosh.
But after it became fully automated, they still had Coast Guard members who had to watch, you know, the lighthouse and make sure everything was running properly and everything like that.
Right.
And it says that Coast Guard members happily abandoned shifts. Like, they're like, "I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm not doing it."
Fuck it.
Yeah, anytime that it involved nightly watches on the lonely island that claims so many people. Yeah. So, with countless souls meeting their end here, it's no wonder that strange sounds have been heard and ghostly images seen at Execution Rock Lighthouse.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm going to read an excerpt from an article written by Blake A. Bell. And it says, "When traveling on Long Island Sound, it is said when nearing Execution Rock's lighthouse, a strange sound sometimes can be heard. At first, from an extreme distance, the sound pierces the silence somewhat like the distant shrieks of clown-like gulls cartwheeling.
Cartwallering.
I know it says cartwheeling in the skies above the water as they swarm above schools of seething bait fish. Somehow, however, isn't that the same word? Or, never mind. I can't read today. Something, however, seems a little different about the sound. It doesn't quite have the high pitched optimism of the nettlesome gulls as they feed on fish. Instead, it evokes more of a primal chill that makes the hair stand on the back of your neck, though one really is not certain why.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As listeners near Execution Rock's lights, particularly on bright nights when the moon is full, the chilling sound becomes unmistakable. It seems possibly human, though the sound certainly seems quite inhuman. At first, it seems almost as though the sounds are echoing from unknown nearby surface. Soon, however, an awful realization washes over the listener that those are not echoes, only the inhuman cries of several simultaneous vocalists.
What?
Yeah,
What
this
is
is a
that?
person writing in a newspaper article.
What is it?
As the listener nears the jagged rocks of this desolate and forsaken island, a, the sounds grow unnatural and nigh impossible to describe. Each starts in a way that evokes a guttural groan, then slowly rises in pitch and terror to a crying shriek. Not a scream, but a shriek seemingly born of not pain, but of sheer terror.
What?
Occasionally, there is mixed among the cries something that sounds almost like the tinkling of metal. It is difficult to hear over the shrieks, but it is unmistakable. Instinctively, any listener recoils. Indeed, the sound evokes a visceral impulse to flee, a primal fear promoting flight, not fight.
Oh my gosh.
How freaking scary is that?
I feel like I want to go here.
Yes, I really want to go
Yeah.
here.
Like I want to hear
Um,
the sounds.
I watched one of the videos that Colton told me to watch on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it was actually just their reaction video of them going to this place, right? Because they record their videos and they'll do like sometimes several parts. And then they do reaction videos after they've already combed through all the video and found all the evidence and stuff, And then they'll go through and do the reaction videos, which is quite hilarious sometimes.
Yeah.
And it is creepy. Like they're inside the lighthouse, and the one guy, I guess he's like the ringleader. I don't know because I haven't watched a whole lot of them, but they seem very interesting. I think I may watch some more videos. But he's standing with his back to the wall, right? And like you see him and he's kind of like starting to freak out a little bit, right? And he's like talking to a guy that's across from him, and the camera guy is standing like, so he's standing this way. He has a guy over here to his right, but he's like catty corner, and his cameraman is catty corner to him to the left.
Right.
And he's like talking to this guy, and you could see him kind of start freaking out. That's because there's a plaque hanging on the wall behind him that keeps making clicking sounds, and it's like moving.
Oh, it's like banging against the wall, or is it like?
Yeah,
what?
and you can't really hear it, but he can hear it.
Right,
It's
because he's
crazy.
like right next to it. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and you can hear like there's points in there where you can hear when they're climbing up on the rocks to get to the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Where it sounds like there is something in the rocks.
What? I just got the chills.
Yeah, it's insane. It's really actually very creepy. And this place is really pretty. I would actually love to live in the house that's here.
Of course, it's gorgeous. I'm sure most lighthouses are.
It
gorgeous.
is. I know. They hear the screeches and they hear footsteps, and a few people have actually seen apparitions.
I don't like the screeches. That really freaks me out.
I don't like the screeches either. I wish that there was more history on this place, that I can get a definite amount of people, or if there was extremely substantiated claim to murder here. The only one is the shipwrecks, which have been documented, and Carl Panzram and his crazy ass yacht thieving, murdering ass,
I mean, that's pretty
killing
bad.
people.
Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
So I wish it was a little longer, but that was it. That is all the information I could find about this place besides the YouTube videos.
Um, yeah, I really want to go here now.
I also want to go here. I mean, this place is creepy.
I'll put a picture,
I don't,
obviously, so. But,
yeah. I
um,
mean, a scream, but not a shriek. A scream, not a scream, but a shriek, seemingly born of pain, not of pain, but of sheer terror.
oh my gosh. The chills.
Right. I got the chills reading this. I was like, holy shit, this guy should write horror books.
Yes, sheer terror.
And the sound of the like metal tinkling.
Oh yeah, that's
is,
like, I wonder what that
and
is.
there's many claims of it of hearing metal tinkling
Yeah.
in like when you near the water,
What?
or you're in the water when you near the shore of these rocks.
I wonder what it is. Tinkling.
Well, because everybody was chained.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah, so I'm assuming that it's the sound of the chains.
Oh my gosh, I don't even like thinking of that. Like, seriously.
Like, I think that drowning, I don't know, drowning is not the worst way to go.
So it's weird because I'm fine in water. I've never been afraid to be in water. I know that in a worst case scenario I will probably live in water unless I'm chained to a rock. But
Right.
so
And the tide is coming in.
so I'm like, it's weird that I have never been afraid of drowning. Of course, I've never had that close of call of drowning, so maybe that plays a part in it. I've always been afraid of being buried alive, or like crushed under like a rock
semi?
or something. No, like a rock. I always think like driving in the mountains of Colorado. You know, they have falling rocks. And you look on the side of the road and there's huge boulders like laying on the side of the road that have fallen off, and I'm just like, of course I start thinking like, what if that landed on me?
Right.
Because
I don't know. I've had like, it wasn't a near death, but remember when we first moved out here and they had the pool put in,
yeah,
and then Grandma and Grandpa had that bubble put over it,
that stupid bubble, yeah.
and I had to help them put the bubble over it.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Well, they wanted me to get inside the bubble. It wasn't over the top all the way, and like feed it over my head, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was so heavy, it pushed me in the pool.
Yes.
And by this time, it was over 3/4 of the way over the pool.
Yeah.
And I had to swim like I thought I was going to die. I just
It's
swam
not
all
funny.
the way to the other side under the water after, and the thing burnt the shit out of my back because it was hot. And I remember, I mean, I honestly thought I was going to drown.
So this goes back even farther, but do you remember when we lived in those apartments in Las Vegas, and the kid, I feel like his name was like Jacob, but I'm not exactly sure. But he had Down syndrome. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, his name was Jacob, yep.
Yeah.
I do remember him.
And his sister used to babysit us. But we were in the pool together, and he got on my shoulders in the deep end, and he was like pushing me under the water because I couldn't touch the bottom because I was a little kid. I legitimately thought that he was going to drown me on accident, because I don't think he was doing it on purpose, but
Right.
but I remember being extremely terrified because I could not get my head above the water for more than like a second at a time. So I also had a pretty severe fear that I was gonna die. But
Right.
it's weird that I'm not afraid of water. So I'm afraid of being
I'm not
trapped
either.
under things or crushed to death.
Right. I'm not as a general rule, I don't know. I don't even know what I would be afraid of like that. Like, I don't know. I guess if I thought about it, it would suck to be buried alive. Like, that would
That's
be
like my
no
greatest
good.
fear. I don't even know why.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, I'm
Like, it would be a bigger fear in like the 1800s, but
I think it's like, so when I was younger, it was more of a fear of actually like I'm not dead and they bury me anyway. Now it's evolved into being trapped under heavy objects and I can't get out. And of course, I have really bad claustrophobia anyway, so I think that plays a part in the fear of being trapped underneath stuff. So,
you know what mine would probably be is to be smothered.
I mean, that would be
I think
terrible. I don't know why we're talking
because
about
I don't even know. I don't even like the blanket over my face.
No, it's terrible. I can't have anything over my face. Like, a mask really, like, I don't know if it's psychological, but I feel like when I'm wearing a mask, I cannot draw, like, a deep, satisfying breath of air. Like,
Yeah.
I hate it. I
don't
can't
know.
even, like, I don't know.
So even though it was a short case, that is my case of Executioner Rock's Lighthouse. It is a cool place. Like, and I read everything that I wrote here.
Yeah.
It's just there's not enough. Like, I wish that they could document exactly. I mean, but the British were not known for keeping records of people that they killed during the Revolutionary War.
They're like, we killed Tim yesterday. We chained him to the rock. Yeah, no, they didn't care. They're like,
Yeah, I gotta find some cool websites where I can maybe look it up. You know.
dude, I liked it. I thought it's a good start to our new year.
Yeah, I also like it. I want to
I
do
like
some more
it.
research. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch all the videos that I can find. Ghost Hunters has been here, or not Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures has been here.
Is that the
You
one
know
with
how I feel about them.
the lady? Is that the one with the lady?
No, that's the Zach
Oh,
Bagan.
Ghost Adventure. I thought. Well, you said Ghost Hunters first, and I was like, what?
No, I didn't mean Ghost Hunter.
Okay, go. You'll have to. You'll have to use the laptop. The phone's dead. Just kill me. Okay, sorry. He couldn't wait for like 5 more minutes when we ended the thing.
Right. I mean, there's like a little more. Like we could have went into more detail about, like about at first they couldn't get enough money and they wanted to put a light boat out there, you know, stuff like that.
Light
But it wasn't
boat.
really, yeah, like a boat to sit in the middle of
Yeah.
the ocean with a light on it, you know, which that was not very effective, by the way. They did try it and it did not work,
No,
and
of
it
course
cost them
not.
more.
How could that
It
work?
cost them a lot, yeah.
I'm not an expert, but I just don't see how that would work.
But they tried like multiple things. And it's actually it was a law back then that they had to go with the cheapest bid.
Oh yeah, that makes yeah.
Yeah, so this guy who didn't even know how to build things bid on the
Yes.
job. So it took him a long time to build this lighthouse
That's
because
what I would probably do, honestly. Like what? You're
he
gonna
had to
bid
contract
you're gonna
everything
bid
out.
25? I'm gonna bid 20. What's up?
Right. Because he had to contract everything out
Yeah, of course.
because he didn't know how to do
That's
anything.
fantastic.
So, I mean, there's like a little bit of that kind of history. I want history of the deaths and the executions and
Dude, I think
exactly how many people died on this reef, you know.
in general, obviously this place is tormented. Just
I
in
would
general.
definitely
I mean,
say so.
take aside anything else, the shipwrecks alone. I mean, those are pretty tragic deaths. I mean, to run
Yeah,
aground and then they drown. So
right.
that's
And
awful.
it is very far offshore. Like it's real, you know, it's a ways out there.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. Dude,
Yeah, like
I love lighthouses.
it's not real close to any of the shores, so to swim that far, and especially if it was like in the wintertime or
Oh
something like
yeah,
that, it would be
you would
freezing. You
die.
would die.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially that far north.
yeah. Your only hope would really be to live on the island until you see a boat somehow.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
I
at
love
that point, it
lighthouses.
was just the island. There was no lighthouse there.
Yeah, exactly.
It
You would
was
just
just,
have to somehow survive on the island until
it's
hopefully.
it was literally a pile of rocks.
Oh, well, then you're fucked.
Right. There was nothing there. It's like uninhabitable.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, there's like no trees, no nothing. It's just a pile of rocks that they decided they were going to build a lighthouse on.
It's like a Disney
like 100
movie
years
lighthouse.
later.
Dude, my goal
But yep,
is to go to Maine and do a tour of lighthouses.
that would be very cool.
Yeah, I really want to. I have
All
so
of them
many
haunted.
tours. Yeah, well, haunted or not, I've always wanted to just do it, but I have so many tours planned. I need money.
I know. Me too.
So I realized that I feel like we're rusty at this because we didn't do the hey, like, subscribe, and share.
We did not, did we?
No, we're stupid.
Dang.
So
I'm just cutting.
you're just like, I'm going. Dude, my light keeps changing. Dude, I don't even know why. So this is freaking me out because the color of the light is this that you see. It's like a white light. For some reason, I don't know if it's in conjunction with the camera going in and out of focus, but if I move a certain way or do something, it changes to like an orange color. I don't know why, but it won't do it now, of course,
That is weird.
because I've mentioned it. Anyway, if you like what you are hearing and seeing, make sure you, of course, like us, subscribe to our channel, share, tell everybody you know about us because we're awesome. See, there it is. It's orange.
I see it. I saw it change color.
Yeah. And go and listen to our podcast if you don't feel like watching our YouTube videos, which, I mean, that's fine. I don't necessarily want people looking at my face all the time, but it is what it is. So, anyway, you can do all those things. You can follow us on all of our social media accounts.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
We're there.
Email us at Gmail at OccultusSoroibus, and you guys can find all of our links in the bottom of this video and all of our videos actually.
They're always there. And I have something in the works that I may not mention just yet, but I'm going to tell you off camera when we get off the because it's not a surprise or anything. But I'm very nervous about it, and I don't necessarily want to say that I'm doing it and then end up changing my mind. So
Right.
maybe on the next episode, which I will be presenting, and I don't know what I'm doing yet, so watch out for that one. It's coming your way. It's going to be a surprise for everyone.
Yes, it's always a surprise for me.
It's a surprise for me most of the time, too. Okay, anywho.
You're like, shit, 2 hours before recording, I gotta get going.
I gotta find something, I don't know what.
What am I gonna do?
That's terrible. That makes me sound like I don't care, and I really, really do. I'm just a procrastinator, and I'm very busy.
Yeah, same here. I'm just very busy.
I'm so busy. Like, I feel bad, because I only, I work a full-time job, so, and then I have a very needy family. So it's like, it's almost impossible for me. Like, I was sick today. I don't know what was going on, but I feel a lot better. But it was weird for me to come home because I left work at like 10:30, and I came home and I literally like laid down and I slept, and I was like, I don't know, but it's very difficult for me to do things outside of domestic things. So
Yes, I know. I've been running errands for 2 weeks straight on my days off, I'm telling you.
I hate that. Like, seriously.
Me too.
Hate it.
Me too. So, yes, you guys follow us on all that stuff.
Like us.
Links are always in there. Check out our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Definitely follow us on there. You guys can comment anything you guys want to on there. Please let us know about anything that has personally happened to you.
Yes.
If you guys have been to Execution Rocks Lighthouse, please let us know that.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
I am like curious now about this place.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, I feel like I did a half presentation because there's just not a lot to go on.
I think it was good. Like I said, it's a good opener for the beginning of the year. It was nice and creepy.
I agree. Yeah, so we hope all your guys' holidays went well.
Oh yeah, mine's doing good. It's like we moved past the holidays, and I have forgotten that it was the holidays. So.
I know Jordan and I took down all this stuff. She worked on the Christmas tree last weekend. Last weekend, I think it was, or a few days ago, and she took down um, all the decorations off the tree, and we took it down today, and we straightened the house. We put everything back because we move all of our pictures off the walls
Yeah.
by the front door and our entryway to put up our Christmas stuff. And
Dude, we have a Colorado tradition where you generally don't take down your Christmas decorations until the stock show ends, which is usually the 21st of January. There is no stock show this year. So I literally said to Andrew, because we decided we're getting rid of our old Christmas tree and we're going to get either a new one or just go live, And so I was like, just get rid of it. And it was literally like December 30th. I felt bad, but then I'm like, I like not having the clutter and worry about it, so I'm glad. But.
Right, I'm the same way. Like I like to do it the first week of January. Just kind of clean all the old, like last year's stuff out, and get ready for a new year.
I mean, that makes sense too. But I like the tradition, the stock show tradition. But this year, since they weren't having it, I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother. So
yes, get rid of it.
Anyways, we're still looking for suggestions on places too, so don't forget those. And like us, share us, subscribe to us. Whatever.
Hit the notification bell so you guys get our content as it comes out.
Ding-a-ling. That's my impression of the bell. Anywho.
I've never even heard that bell. Does it make a noise?
No.
I didn't know. You got like a notification thing. I've never.
No, if you turn on notifications, I don't want to discourage people from turning on the notifications of our show, certainly, but Callum has about 50 channels that he subscribes to, and they all send notifications to my phone all day long. It's very annoying.
Yeah, my phone's normally on silent, so I don't even hear if I get a notification.
So my phone is always off because I use it at work to listen to podcasts and stuff, but I don't have the volume turned on ever because I work in a very quiet environment. So.
Right.
So anyways, okay, we're going. And I guess, I don't know. What do I say at the end? I forgot.
Catch you on the flip side. What's wrong with you, girl? Jeez.
Oh, my brain's not working, man. Okay, we're going. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
And you all stay creepy.
Peace.
Like Rebecca.